Hi, my name is Martinez. I'm very excited, very happy to be talking to the writer and director of the new movie, 5 Pounds of Pressure, which is his name is currently scheduled the movie to be released on theaters and VOD. And I'm talking here with Phil Allocco. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm doing good. So nice to meet you. Um,
Very, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. First of all, I love the title of the movie. I think because pressure is, as we know, is the what it takes to trigger a gun. That's what it takes. But it also is how Adams, the Luke character, like the pressure he has on his own being after he left recently left jail and all the pressure he has on the outside. Not only him, but other characters have their own pressure. So, how did you come with this title? And yeah, how did you start with this title?
I was thinking, that all of in the film, it's two generations affected by something as simple as that light little trigger pressure. And I just thought, to have something that's so irreversible, as shooting a gun in an emotional situation, so many lives are in the balance. And the idea that, 5 pounds of pressure is a selling point. It's like, hey, it's so light, and some people even have it in 2 and 3 and lighter, So I kind of thought in something so effortless, and even making it easier for people to make that action, and so many lives that can be changed or destroyed forever. I thought was fitting for the story. And as you have pointed out, also pressure playing a big role in the type of film, it being inner city, people who live between the cracks of society, no one owns anything, you live in apartments and nothing works. Everything's kind of broken and decayed, and there's just pressure all around, and with these characters who are kind of bouncing around in that neighborhood, and compelled to impact each other, with even Eli's arc of feeling he has to do something. The younger brother of the man that, or the boy that Adam killed, his younger brother feels like, well, now he's in my neighborhood, I have to do something about this. So I feel like all of those things kind of breed that toxic masculinity that see in these neighborhoods where you don't have anything, and there's this feeling that you need to do something. You don't trust the police, you don't trust the systems out there. You feel like you have to take justice in your own hands,
Yeah, it gives you like a behind the scenes of what's happening with all this character. That's why I liked it because they don't relay until mostly at the third act the movie is where you see interlacing their stories. But once you start, you don't know what's this person is going to be in relation with this one, and then all of a sudden, all of them we get and cross in this entangle, we can say, in this third act. How was it writing this process? Because I know it shouldn't be an easy process of writing this script, of having this idea. I said you start like the ending and say, I want to have this ending, and then from there on, okay, how can we entangle all this history between all these characters, and then from there on give us the ending?
It's funny, and a lot of times I write knowing where I'm going, knowing what the ending is. In the film, when I was writing it, I didn't know where it was going.
Cool.
So when I started writing it, I knew I was having these 3 different stories that were kind of going to bounce off each other, because that was kind of the experience. It was kind of like this claustrophobic of everybody living in this neighborhood where they're kind of almost like the walls are being pushed in on them, and I didn't know where it was going. I mean, I knew that I knew where they would kind of gonna hit, but I kind of was taking that journey with the characters, and so that was a fun, unique experience for me when I was writing it.
Okay, your previous movie, Truth About Lies, I saw it and it was more of a rom-com.
Yeah.
How for a rom-com jump into more like a Scorsese theme macho movie?
Right.
How different is because usually they stay on the lane, all of a sudden you're in the left, you have all this go to the right.
I know, you know, it's funny. I wrote this one before Truth About Lies,
Oh, cool.
and I was trying to get this made. And I was, you know, as films do, you know, you have false starts or it looks like it's going to get made. And I wrote the comedy as just an exercise to be like, oh, I got to write something. Well, this is driving me crazy trying to make £5. And I wrote the comedy, and that one got funded, and that one went. And you know, I was surprised to be making that, and I've learned a lot making that. You know, doing comedy is very difficult, but I think the thing that they have in common is I like to write about what it means to be human. I mean, that's what I'm interested in. You know, whether it's a comedy or a drama or action or sci-fi, I'm interested in ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances and what that tells me about the human experience. Those are the films I like to watch. Yeah. Those are the films I like to kind of vicariously put myself in their shoes and go through it. And, you know, and I, you know, with Truth About Lies, it's, you know, it's a comedy, but I also was trying to play with that format a bit, you know, so, you know, play that one. I think had a kind of fun, different ending than you might expect, but maybe not. I don't know.
No, but it's very different. It's also good trying different stuff, and I see the relation with comedy and having this background. Also, I want to ask you because Luke Evans is an excellent actor. We see him in musical, we saw him in The Beauty and the Beast, and these dramatic roles he plays, and he does such a great job in this one because usually he's like the bad guy, the bad big macho guy, like in Fast and Furious. But in this one, he has to rebuild himself like a man who has been through pain for many, many years. And sadly, he hasn't been able to be the father he wanted to be because of a mistake he makes in his life. How is it working with him?
Oh, it was great. I mean, he's such a great actor. I mean, I knew as soon as, you know, we first talked and he wanted to do it, I was thrilled. I knew, you know, your actors allow you to say, okay, I know it can be this kind of film, you know, and I felt like with Luke, I knew what he's going to be able to bring to that role, and of course, he exceeded what I expected, and he's worked with directors way a million times better than me and on bigger projects. So he's also humble enough to work with someone who I don't have that experience. I don't have that huge budget, you know, but he, you know, still brought his A game to this film. And I think that says so much about who he is as an actor. And, you know, the work he puts in on his dialect and the background he gave to the character, he really is just, you know, and I feel like that about all of the actors, you know, I was very fortunate to have such a amazing cast.
Yeah, you did. You did have an amazing cast. And also we see different work with Alex. Usually we see him more like in rom-coms or more comedy, not comedy, but like Beast. And all of a sudden we see him in this role like he's a really badass because, you know, he has to cover for his nephew and he has to be this guy. So how's it working with Alex? Because I see him grow as an actor, and this was a great succession to that.
You know, Alex is, you know, I didn't even hear what accent, how he was going to do it until he showed up on set. And, you know, when I first heard it, I was like, wow, you know, that's a real commit. I mean, yeah. You know, like I was even curious, are we going to be able to hold that up? And it, you know, cause that's a tough one to go for, you know, and it's so authentic, I think. And he reminds me of one of, you know, an uncle of mine, actually. And when I grew up in a world kind of like this, he was so great. And he's a very generous actor with the actors around him. And he's like a Ferrari, you know, it's like, you're like driving a sports car with him. He can do anything. And he's really gifted. And every take is what you're seeing, you know, it seems effortless what he does, but obviously, you could see why there was, you know, I think he should be a bigger star. And you could see the talent he has. And I just, was blown away by his performance and how easy it was to work with him.
Yeah. Also, I was looking through information. You were a winner of the on the set the reality show with Steven Spielberg.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
It was a winner when you were a part of it
I
of
was
the
voted. I was
yeah.
picked for that, and that was yeah, that was a crazy experience because it was Mark Burnett and it was Spielberg. But I always feel very grateful to be included in that. I mean, Spielberg watched the films and chose the directors, and then Mark Burnett ran the kind of reality competition part of it, and it was great. I met amazing directors there that we still keep in touch and to this day, and support each other. So it was a really unique experience.
Yeah, I think those experiences. I think we should do more of them. I know that with technology the way it is, that you can even film from your phone. 20 years ago, we were never thought of doing that. I think through YouTube and all these platforms is able to give a younger generation, or maybe us, us as movie providers, movie creating. So I think that it was a good way to start your career, and it's great. It's awesome. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on this movie of 5 Pounds of Pressure, which you are able to see on March 8th on theaters and on demand. So Phil, thank you so much, and have a good day, and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. So nice to meet you.
All right, thank you.